Hello everyone and welcome to my bullet journal for October 2019. Alright, let's get in here. This is the last week of September, so here is October. I found this online. It was on, I don't know, Instagram or something. So it says, what if you turn your magic all the way the F up. And I just thought that was appropriate for October, being kind of witchy and having the moon on there. And yeah, it's the first time I've ever glued anything like that into my book, so I thought that would be cool. And then since it was just kind of black and white printout on the page, I thought I'd go around the edges and try and make it look like it was part of the setup, but the first marker was really too light, so I got a darker gray. That is by Marvy. It's 1122 Marvy number 21 in dark gray. I will try and leave links for all the supplies in the description below, and I'll try and tell you what I use as I go. The light gray was from Tombow number N75. That was too light, but I'm just going around this edges now with the dark gray to kind of incorporate it into the page. And then we're going to start working on my calendar, and that is my Micron 08. I just bought that brand new because my old fat marker or liner died. So I just went into Word or a font thing, I think it was Word, and found some fonts, and I liked this one for October. I printed out a bunch of them and tested them, and I liked this one, so I traced it onto the page, and now I'm just outlining it and going in and filling it in with my brush pen, which is a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pen in black, and just making sure it doesn't bleed through to the other side because I don't think I've used it in quite a while. I will be doing a flip through in the near future, and you guys will get to see that I really haven't used a lot of black in my bullet journal before. So yeah, and this is my first bullet journal video, so let me know what you think. I tried to make it as good as possible, but my setup is not quite right and I'm working on it, so any advice would be helpful. But yeah, I'm just taking my time filling in all the letters, making them nice and dark and even. And now I'm going back with my light gray. Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. My light gray Tombow. I said that one already. Yeah, N75 Tombow. And giving it a little bit of shadow. It's probably kind of hard to see with my lighting, but there's a little bit of shadow down there. And now I am using my Copic Multiliner SP in I forgot what size it is, a 0.03, a 0.35, sorry. And I like that because it's got the metal barrel and it's refillable versus disposable. And when I have more money in the future, I will be replacing my Micron with a Copic in an equivalent size. But I like to do my monthly spread like this all on one page on the vertical, in this way, so it's sideways. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so I'm just going in, adding the days of the week. Really easy. I just do the 3 letters per day. And then numbering the days of the month. So yeah, this is exciting. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. I have been doing bullet journal, I think, for a year now. I think I started last September in a different journal. Now I'm going in with a light purple. It's a Tombow 603, kind of a nice lavender color as my accent for this month. And then this part gave me a little bit of problem because I wanted to do the dark gray thin for a little spider web, but my marker, that tip is kind of dried out on the Marvy. It's a very fine point and it was dried out and it wasn't working. So I tried the light gray and it was too light, so I had to go back with just the tip of the dark gray brush pen and draw that in carefully. And then I went in with my Micron, drew a little, or with the multiliner, and drew a little spider. Now I'm fishing in the pocket for a spare scrap of cardstock that I use as a straight edge, and I'm writing in budgets and habits. And this is the first time I've done, I think this is the first time I've done a budget page, because I'm really trying to work on tracking my spending, and I went over it with the purple and didn't really like it, so over the habits I just kind of did a big color blotch, and then I drew a moon in the corner, and now I'm just writing in some things like my bills to remind me what they are and when they're due, and a section for food, for groceries and eating out, so I can record those expenses, and then a section for fun stuff, you know, miscellaneous clothes and whatever. I don't know how I'm going to use this section yet. I haven't figured it out, but we'll see. And then I'm just coloring in the moon, give it a little decoration, and highlight the subjects. And then I've been doing different habit trackers over the months, and this is the first time I've done it in this format, so we'll see. I've pared down the number of habits I'm tracking, and there's just a few, and then I realized that I didn't have space, so I made sort of a 2-line format that I've seen other people do, and now I'm just going in and creating the grid to keep everything straight. When I do my flip through, you'll see that some months I'm better and some months are not so good at keeping track of things. So we'll see how this month goes. Maybe I'll be motivated now that I'm doing it for you guys. But just across the top I'm writing most of the dates, and then at the bottom I'm writing the remainder. And then I'm just going in with my dark gray brush pen and blocking out the blocks that I'm not going to be using. And you can kind of see that my brush pen's a little bit dry. It's something I bought a couple years ago and never really used. So, you know, things dry out, but I'll replace them and buy new ones as I go along. And now I'm getting into my weekly spread, which I do by just dividing a 2-page layout into 4 sections each page, and so that I have 8 spaces for my 7 days of the week, and then 1 for notes at the end. And then I'm dating those and writing notes, and I also want to track how many voice auditions I do and how many live streams I do, and put notes about those perhaps. And then I started writing in the days of the week and realized I started on a Monday instead of a Sunday, and now I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. So I tried blocking it off, and I'm like, well, that looks silly, so I'm just going to make a black stripe across the top of all the days. And the days I did write in, you can see that the tails of like my Y's are still sticking out, but I'm just going to ignore them because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's my bullet journal. I knew I made a mistake. I'm just trying to make it look better. And then I'm going back and adding a little purple accent to highlight the dates and the notes section. And then I'm going back and writing the days of the week in the proper order, starting with Sunday. And then this month I just decided to write them all in lowercase cursive because I thought that looked cute. And then I have printed out the prompts for Inktober, and I'm going to put that down in the corner with my notes section because I'm hoping to keep up with Inktober this year and do all the prompts. So the first day there's going to remind me what they all are, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my second week the way I wanted it to, and I was just counting out the spaces. So the lines are on my journal is horizontal line is at 20 down and the vertical line is at 14 across. And then just writing the dates in correctly. So I go across the top and then I go down, so it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then notes. I like that instead of having one part of the week on one page and then anyway, that's how I do it. And then just adding the purple and then going back over it with the gray to kind of make it look similar to the week before, but not exactly, and a little bit more how I really wanted it to look. And then highlighting the auditions and the live streams notes. And yeah, so that is my layout. Now I'm going in with some colored gel pens I got from the dollar store and just adding important dates for my calendar. So this is, green is for payday. I've kind of tried to color code everything and then flipping back to my year and seeing that I have an event coming up on the 19th and writing that in on the calendar. And then I also like to track the moon phases. So at the top I have a little reminder, tells me the first quarter, the full moon, the third quarter, and the new moon. And then realized that I wrote it in the same color as my event, so events go into purple and moons in blue. And then I went and looked up when those dates are for those moon phases and put them in my calendar. And then when they come up in the weekly, I will transfer them to the weekly spread as well. And then if there are any other important dates, I'd put those in. I'm double checking. Nope, I see the only other thing is Halloween, so I'm going to go ahead and use my gel pen to make a little orange pumpkin and add a little decoration on that date, because that's kind of an important date, and want to remind myself, even though I know that Halloween is there. And then I just wrote All Hallows Eve, and that is my spread for October. So we've got the intro, little motivation sort of, my monthly spread, my budgets and habits spread with the little moon in the corner, and then my weekly spread with my Inktober prompts, and then a regular weekly spread for the rest of the month. So I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned to see my flip through coming out soon, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!